Clover fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, we love taking classic recipes and making them a little bit extra. Well, especially those. And now with the new Clover Mamma Bake Margarine, it's easy to see why our Mama Bake donuts will be a crowd pleaser. So SMS the keyword Clover to 33650 to get the recipe. SMSs are R1.50 each. Free SMSs do not apply. Now, we take our donuts very seriously in this loft. So how do you get, you know what, there's ways to mess up a donut. Donuts have to be like kind of, they appear hard, but then as you take a bite, they've got to be so soft and fluffy.
Exactly.
Can you do them that extra special way?
I can do them like that. But this I love showing our viewers things like this because it's a kind of thing that you might not attempt at home.
Yeah.
Because you think it's kind of complicated, but it's not.
It's an intimidating thing to try and make.
But actually it's so simple. So what you want to do is, and I'm going to start doing it while we chat through it, is our sugar and our Mama Bake margarine, which you want to cream just until that's come together really well. Yeah. And then we're going to, and this might make a little bit of noise, and then we're going to mix in our wet ingredients. But how we get our lightness is by then folding in the dry. So it's about having a hand that's not too heavy.
Okay, I've got a heavy hand. Are you sure you want me to help you here?
I might ask you just to roll it, so I'll just...
Okay, well, what do you need? You need me to add the weight in?
So once this has come together a little bit more, I'm going to ask you if you can pop in the eggs for me.
Eggs.
Which will be fab, so we'll go on that now.
Okay, there you go.
And then we have got our mass, and mass obviously just...
Oh, I love the
fermented milk, so it tastes kind of like your Greek yogurt, which is great. So that can go in. And then I don't think it would be baking if we didn't have vanilla essence. Probably like my favorite thing to smell.
Oh, it is so good.
So once this has come together...
Oh, this is the best thing to smell.
It is, yeah, it smells like my mom's house at like Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day.
100%.
Exactly. So once we've got a good mix on this, start using our spatula. So that's kind of incorporated enough. So I'm gonna pop that off. And then just see that this is all lifted from the bottom of the bowl.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to add our flour, our spices.
Okay. Do you want me to do that while you fold it in?
It can all go in one go.
Oh, really?
So it's literally that simple. So the key here is to just keep as much air as possible. So if you wanted to start with your electric beat mixer to bring it together a bit, that's fine. But ideally you want to lift and fold because we want those bubbles, we want that softness in the middle.
Yeah. Have you noticed my OCD?
You're amazing. I'm taking it. Okay, I'll make you pasta come down with it.
Deal. I like to clean around the kitchen while the cooking's been done. I find it very
I don't know why you haven't been over yet then, Jeannie. I mean, it's a perfect evening. So then we've got cinnamon, we've got allspice and a pinch of salt. So just those gorgeous, typical celebratory spices, which also just make it smell like you're really baking.
Beautiful.
And then we've got some baking powder, obviously, because we want these to puff up and rise beautifully.
Yep.
And some bicarb.
Beautiful.
And
okay, so that gets mixed up.
This gets mixed up. So once this has all come together, and you just continue doing this, very easy to get a beautiful,
you can't use that again?
You can't, like I said, use it in the beginning, but you want to keep air.
Oh,
so that's the
yes,
reason
that's how you get the soft and fluffy.
That's how you get the softness. So once this has come together, so I'm going to pop that there for now.
Perfect.
You'll get a beautiful, beautiful pliable dough. First things first though, like with most things baking, once it's together, cover it in the fridge, let it rest. Those things need to kind of settle down before you start rolling. Yes. Then you've got this beautiful dough, which we're going to just roll out.
Okay.
And you can see it's a beautiful color. You can actually see those spices.
Yes, you want cinnamony color.
To kind of be about that thickness. And then I'm going to ask you to cut some of the larger circles into this dough. Cut the donuts for me while I check on this oil.
Okay.
So you want to use a big round. Remember, you can shape these however you want to shape these. So...
There's your little hole.
You're so good at this. And then hole in the middle.
Okay. There you go. And that's it. That's your donut.
That is your donut.
And remember, you must keep the little bollokies from the middle to make those little donut balls.
So what I'm going to do is just check that our oil's hot enough. I think we've said this before. You know, drop a little bit of dough into our oil. If it rises to the surface, you're good to go. If it's too hot, you want to wait a while. So that's kind of perfect. You can see it pops up.
Okay.
Very carefully drop this in. So if the kids are helping you shape them, you do this bit because
Yeah.
very often it can just
I mean, that
splatter
shape
up at
is a
you.
little bit
But it's
cockeyed,
fine.
but it's fine.
We'll get it to come together. Because the heat of the oil is going to kind of reshape and cook this. So there we go.
But, oh, there you go. And they kind of stay round.
And I think this is quite a satisfying thing. You're like, oh gosh, look, I can make a donut.
I
So I
know.
really do. Every time one comes together perfectly, I'm still kind of pretty chuffed with myself.
Oh, baby, I'm going to be so excited
The
to eat
nice thing is
these.
this cooks really, really quickly.
Let me dump that one in
Dump
there.
that one in there and
Dump
another one.
Bollocky in there. There you go.
And that's it. So once this is golden on both sides, we've got a beautiful color going on this.
Love it.
Couple of minutes more, you take this out, drain off the oil, cinnamon, sugar,
You're
cream,
amazing.
and that is dessert done.
Oh,
we
done.
can all make donuts. Everyone make donuts. It's
I would say,
cold.
so
We
that
need
wasn't
this
hard
in
at
our
all.
lives. Not
Now,
at all.
That is a treat. So SMS the keyword Clover to 33650. And if you need a little reminding of these steps, here's a quick recap. I want-
Made with love by Clover.